Hey guys, kind of wanted to go through this new project I've been working on with the trailer in the background here. As I was going through everything, I realized there were some things that did not get recorded, or there was a bunch of noise in the background and it really wasn't worth it. So just gonna miss those parts and I'll kind of just fill in now through the video. All right, so I decided to finally upgrade to a bigger trailer. This thing's in pretty rough shape. Fenders really aren't on. Underneath's kind of rusty. I had to weld that guy, which doesn't look great. This fender's barely on. Now, I wish I would have started recording stuff before I tore some stuff down, but I'd already torn this wall off. Everything looked good behind it. Nothing's rusty. I'm gonna tear this wall off because this has already seen some moisture. I know these aren't great welds, but it was cracked here. Had to weld that. These back doors are also in really rough shape. They're just really cheap faux wood to begin with, but they're gonna get rebuilt. And like I said, I fixed that joint. It was cracked the whole way along and it was making the trailer pretty unstable, but this is the kind of stuff the person did before me. Instead of fixing the astro latches or doing anything with this plywood, that's just kind of what it looks like. Fair amount of water damage. Got one of the doors off. You can see it's not in great shape. I'm going to start by rebuilding the door and update you guys as I go. So once you remove all of the stripping, the boards are going to fall out and it's going to look like something like that on the inside, which makes sense. Why have no more than a couple of 1x holding it together? We can reuse this piece. I have some 3/4 inch plywood. We can frame it out. So here's what we got right now. As you can see, there's room for boots. Eventually these will be something else. 2 little cabinets. This is all pallet material. Stuff from work. I get lots of pallets and stuff from work. So aside from the nails, it was free. Gas jugs. And right now, mostly sawdust and the little buddy heater. Generator. Obviously that'll go outside if we need to use it. It's kind of a mess right now, but so one of the things that got cut from the video was this door for whatever reason. In the earlier video, you see it's just a bunch of 1x's stapled together. And I think there's supposed to be maybe some foam or something like that in there. I used a solid sheet of 3/4 inch plywood. And then I just reused this, I think they call it like Luan, over it to correctly fill out this gap. Now I just ran screws back through it, bolted the hinges back on. I'll eventually trim these down. But this is what the old one looked like. The guy before me had put big lag bolts through it, and these had broke off. The door gap isn't exactly correct. Eventually I'll get some new hinges and we'll fix that up. But I wanted to show that off because that was one of the pieces that was missing from the video. Couple of other things that I did. I might do a ceiling, I don't really know. I pulled both left and right walls off and then I kind of just filled them in. I'll paint these. The water damage was kind of just mostly up here. So there wasn't a lot behind the walls. I installed track and then I will eventually put some in the walls. I don't know how I'm going to hook the generator up yet. Obviously, it's not going to stay in here when it runs. On my old trailer, I had 12-volt onboard battery, and it was more than enough to run like a cell phone charger or charge a little boombox or something like that to listen to while the races were going. Or we have a little electric grill, or sorry, a little propane grill that takes those little 1-pound tanks, and there's a little buddy heater in there. So I might set that up to run outside and then just have a male plug on the outside, enough of plug-in extension cord, something like that. That's in the works. Haven't really decided what I want to do yet. But thanks for following along. One other thing was, you can see me go through and slap the fenders earlier in the video. I did, when I took these walls off, I did properly reinstall the fenders. They're skirting along the bottom. Once the weather breaks, I'll crawl under there and fix all the skirting, but for right now, it's fine. It's not really being moved. It's just working on it while it's sitting at my house.